There's something weird going on right now. Scientists from Australia are calling this microevolution or rapid evolution. And basically, well, see the headline. Rapid evolution means humans now being born without wisdom teeth. Now, it's not just that. Check out another relevant headline. More humans born with an extra artery as part of microevolution phenomenon. So here's the deal. Here's
Hmm.
what's happening, right? Australian scientists are finding out that our bodies did not finish evolving. They are still evolving, and they're finding interesting proof for that. We're seeing more and more babies that are born with an additional artery in their forearm. We're
For
seeing
texting,
I guess what other evolutionary
faster
purpose can
text thumb.
justify that? Yeah. But it's not just
Okay.
that, it's also smaller faces. They're seeing, they measure it with like, rigorous measurements and all that. Smaller faces, smaller jaws.
So that they fit on the phone when you're in
So you can
profile mode.
you can do more people can do a group selfie together. But now with COVID, it's already you need to kind of maybe we'll evolve a mask as
It
well around
evolved
their
so that you could have
faces.
more faces on the Zoom screen.
More faces on the Zoom screen. But it's weird stuff though. It's more bones in the legs typically.
Oh,
Small bones that are appearing.
interesting.
No, it is interesting because it's definitely happening. They're saying that the prevalence was about 10% of some of these things showing up
Hmm.
in the 1880s, right? And now from the late 20th century, we're looking at 30% of these things appearing. So it's also there, according to their calculation, this is if you take the last 250 years, we have never been our bodies have never been developing so fast. How cool is that we are probably the only conscious species that are right now at the first time in history that we, the only conscious species, for the first time in history, are able to observe our own evolution, not just to theorize it, but to actually see it. I'm looking at these findings and I'm seeing, wow, this is just a reflection. This is just a symptom of a much deeper underlying evolution that we are going through. You know what I mean? The reality that we see through our five senses, the physical reality that we put so much, science into investigating and collecting data and analyzing it and all that. With all the respect for it, and I do have respect for science, but all that it's doing is analyzing a fragment of reality, the fragment that we refer to as the physical world. And what we're actually seeing here is only the physical effect of a deeper spiritual evolution that we're going through. Meaning that we as human beings are moving and changing on a deeper, or evolving and changing on a deeper level. And as a result, the biological level also is sort of shocked, it fluctuates according to a certain frequency that is driven from a deeper frequency. Everything in human history and everything all in human sociology, in our social evolution that you can see with your eyes and feel with your five senses, changes of regimes, changes of politics, changes of economic structures, and everything else, all of that too are just consequences. They are outcomes. They are
Hmm.
like, the puppets on strings that are filling the theater with everything you're seeing. But what's driving the puppets? What is driving the show? Who's writing the script? Who's directing the plot? And that is the evolution of human desires. And what's happening is these desires are being pushed to work together, to find a way to lock into each other
Within our consciousness,
as a
within our
re-
feelings,
and as a
because, like you
result,
said,
yeah.
no other creature feels his evolution. right? They just go
Yeah.
along unconsciously.
Yeah. So the whole thing, well, that's again
Hold on,
for
hold
the
on, hold on. Here's something
okay,
cool.
go
The
ahead.
whole
Yeah.
thing is just for us to be able to evolve in order to feel the unity of creation. That's the whole game. Like
Yes.
matter has been evolving. It evolved from a fish to a monkey. And each time, okay, I want food. Okay, I need a shelter. Okay, I want to take a mate. Okay, I want to build a house. Okay, I want to, until it starts to piece together himself, herself inside his own emotions and consciousness, the reality that this piece of matter actually exists inside of.
And if you don't take what you said into account and you just look at these biological microevolutionary findings, then you say, why don't, why do we need another artery in our forearm? Why do we don't need wisdom teeth? So you'll go and you'll try to make all kinds of biological explanations or excuses for why this is happening. But what you're doing is you're analyzing only part of the picture, only a very fragmented part of the picture, which is something you can do, and you can find some answers, but you're not actually seeing the program and the process and where it's going.
As you said earlier, the physical evolution is like the result of realizing what's happening in consciousness. So if we can already begin to understand where we're going,
Mm-hmm.
and we can already start to travel through time and space in our consciousness, we don't have to wait then for that consciousness to cascade all the way down into this flesh and to go through every single change until eventually, for example, there's no more black people and white people. It all becomes, maybe even one androgynous, no colored creature. Like, at some point, everything would become some kind of unity, because everything is, I don't know if everyone would turn into one person again. I don't, so what I'm saying is, if we go through this great transition, if we uh, make our conscious spiritual uh, development, if we hasten that, we don't need to. It's not relevant to us even what happens, because we'll start to perceive ourselves outside of our bodies. We won't be, right now we perceive, my sense of self is just fully based on my protein body, right? This is me. This is Seth. This is who eats. This is who feels. This is who goes to sleep. And then this guy will die at some point, and that's my life. Oh, he was a great guy. He once had a show with Asaf. Yeah, that was Seth. You know, I'm saying that we now, through the virus and all these changes that we're going through now, we're able to hasten our inner process.
The evolution is happening mostly on the conscious level, on the level of desires, thoughts, intentions. This is where we're truly developing. And what we see on the biological level is, hey, maybe we'll be nice. We'll see nice things. Another artery. Maybe Seth will finally have his sixth finger he was, thinking about for a long
Guitar.
time. It's human beings beginning to recognize that the key lies in our evolution. We ourselves are evolving. Now we need to go deeper and understand what is our conscious part that we play in this evolution. That's the unique thing about human beings. We're not just pushed by instincts. Oh, here's the grass is better here. I should go there. It's winter now. I need to find something to protect myself, which is what animals do. We go through our lives thinking, contemplating who we are and what we are. Everyone has this thought about what is going on in this reality. Who am I? What is this life really about? If you're a human being, at some point in life, typically when you're 5 or 6 year old, you ask yourself, what's going on here? Why is that? Because that is the initial embryonic stage of our next level of evolution. And the only way for us to develop it is to consciously focus on it together.